May I remind you that trading is risky and not suitable for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Welcome to QuantBox Daily. Today's Wednesday, January 4th. I hope you're having an amazing week, friends. Welcome to QuantBox Daily. What is QuantBox Daily? Well, QuantBox Daily is unlike your normal sort of Forex video where usually it's technical analysis and trade signals. This is really all based on how we can identify opportunities in the market using quantitative analytical tools. And those tools are provided to you by quantbox.co. It's an amazing tool that gives you a number of fundamental analytical tools all put into one beautiful bundle that gives you a fundamental bias, which is based on a number of beautiful things. So we've got global macro trend analysis. We've got fundamental data, like what is inflation looking like? What are interest rates looking like? We've got a smart money tracker, which breaks everything down in terms of risk on and risk off and just drills down into commitment of trader data in a beautiful, beautiful way, giving you an absolute edge in your trading. Normally, the COT reports can be quite difficult to break down. This gives you absolutely everything that you could possibly need. And also, the 1 week trial is just $7.90. Now, in addition to the things I've just mentioned, there are a whole bunch of other cool things as well. Now, what we do every single day is we go through the market heat map. We take a look at trades that are currently up for the previous session or currently down for the previous session. And we then tie those into the overall fundamental bias of a particular currency pair, like, for example, Aussie dollar USD. We then say, well, if price has been moving up in the previous session and our bias might be bearish, you can see Aussie USD currently neutral, then is there a chance to maybe sell something that's come up to resistance, or alternatively buy something that's come down to support, or do a continuation of either of those? Okay. And if you've gone through the previous videos on this channel, you'll notice that there's been some pretty decent setups. But you've had to be patient and you've had to confirm them because this is more of an alert. It's more of a case of, are you paying attention to the following currency pairs? Yesterday, we spoke about Euro Yen being at a profit-taking zone, okay, and potentially moving up here by Thursday. You'll have a look at the Aussie Yen, which is also part of yesterday's discussion. And, well, there we are. So if you took that trade yesterday, if you verified it and you paid attention to Aussie Yen yesterday, then you'd be in this beautiful buy. So it's very, very cool. And it's all, I'm looking at QuantBox, and then from there, I'm going into the technicals, right? Instead of going through my charts and going through every single pair, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, I'm looking for opportunities in the market heat map. So to start off with, let's take a look at our losers for the previous session. You can see here some indices losing. Okay, so risk off sentiment in the market. We've got Pound Aussie and Euro Aussie currently down, the biggest losers of the day. So you can see that there's that Aussie, okay, and Pound and Euro. So we'll take a look at the Aussie pairs specifically, because it seems that if you look at Pound Aussie and Euro Aussie, they're all the way down here, okay, and then you got Aussie dollar USD, Aussie CAD, Aussie Yen, Aussie Swissy, all the way up here, Aussie Kiwi. So a lot of focus on Aussie pairs. Now, if we take a look at economic news and we take a look at, well, let's just have a look and see here. So if we go back into what happened last night, let's take a look at the currency, and we can literally untick everything and just leave Aussie ticked. Let's see what happened. Okay, so, all right. Taking a look at this list, I don't see anything that's significantly pushing Aussie up or down, which is interesting, because then you look at this and say, well, then what's this caused by? Okay, so the reasons for the move could be important. You could do some more research into that, but you could also look at this and say, okay, cool, well, we've definitely got an Aussie themed session before now. Let's take a look at the various pairs. So Pound Aussie coming up. Now, what you could then do is you could then jump into your Pound Aussie over here in your crosses. You can say, okay, well, what's my Pound Aussie bias? My Pound Aussie bias right now is neutral, and currently it's a loser. And then Euro Aussie over here, Euro Aussie with a bias of neutral as well. Okay, well, let's take a look at Pound Aussie and Euro Aussie. So here's Pound Aussie. Now you can see that price is currently coming down towards the profit-taking zone. Okay, so your view here, you can see it's come off a weekly M3, a central pivot point. So your view here is that weekly M1, weekly S2, are you going to get profit taking place down here towards sometime today? Kind of like the Aussie yen. Okay, if we look at Euro Aussie, let's see if we have the same view. Okay, Euro Aussie currently at a profit taking zone. So you could do the same thing. You could also line this up and say, well, are you going to get potential profit taking down here? Your 4-hour candle closing within that profit taking zone. You could then further take a look at your Aussie up here and say, okay, well, I've got pound Aussie looking to come down, well, coming towards profit taking zones, Euro Aussie coming towards profit taking zones. So is there a potential for pound Aussie and Euro Aussie to reverse? At the same time, where's Aussie USD right now? Now you can see here on Aussie USD yesterday, beautiful trade, price coming all the way down to the profit taking zone. If you got in there, you sold M3, you took profit M1, and you're very happy with that trade. So looking at this now, we can see is price coming up to the top of the range. Now, I would wait on this because you can see at no point had price closed at the top of the range yet. You're looking for top of the range up here, although realize that price currently sitting at support left-hand side. I don't like Aussie dollar USD. I don't like the fact that it's ranging. I'll leave that one alone. Okay. Aussie CAD. Let's take a look at Aussie CAD. All the way down here. Aussie CAD also heading higher. Okay. Also coming off support over here. So taking a look at this, you're also coming up towards a profit-taking zone. So Aussie CAD, Euro Aussie, and Pound Aussie are all saying the same thing, which is interesting. Then if we take a look at Aussie Yen, the trade that you were in, that I set up for you yesterday. Well, I said to you, pay attention to this during the session yesterday. That you're taking up to a target of central pivot point. Okay, cool. So leave that one alone. And then Aussie Swissy. Also coming up towards a profit-taking zone. Okay. Let's see if we get one more. Aussie Kiwi. Let's look at Aussie Kiwi. Aussie Kiwi also at a profit-taking zone. Cool. So let's do this. Let's jump into a watch list. Okay. Let's just close these out. Let's throw in those pairs. So let's get Pound Aussie. Okay, we got Euro Aussie. Let's do Euro Aussie first. We got Pound Aussie all the way down here. We got Aussie Swissy. And we got Aussie Kiwi. Let's just find Aussie Kiwi quickly. Where was it? Aussie Kiwi. Okay, cool. Now let's just sort these. Okay, we'll put this on an H4 time frame. All the ones on top in H4. And then we're going to say weekly, 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 weekly. We're going to say daily and daily and daily and daily. All right. So what you're looking at is you're saying that currently Euro Aussie profit taking zone, Pound Aussie coming up to profit taking zone, Aussie Swissy coming up to profit taking zone, and Aussie Kiwi at profit taking zone, all saying the exact same thing. So what you're looking for now is you're looking for confirmation of bullishness. So you can pop these all on an M15 chart. Look, you wouldn't sell down here. Okay. You wouldn't sell down here. You wouldn't buy up here. And you wouldn't buy up here. So there's nothing else you can do with these trades, right? So looking at these, you're going to simply put these on M15 timeframes, and you're going to wait for an indication that these two here are bullish. So you want a higher, higher, higher low. And if you don't get it, you don't take it. You leave it alone. And you're looking for these to give a confirmation of bearishness, lower, low, lower, high. Look at that. I got 4 potential opportunities. And how long did that take me? Now, you can do the exact same thing for all the rest of the pairs, and you can do this throughout the day. So you can decide to do this before New York Stock Exchange, before Asia. It's a beautiful tool. Alternatively, if you don't like the heat map, what you could do is you could look at the score chart summary. You could see what your strongest buys are and what your strongest sells are. Or you could look at the dashboard and you can see your top buys and your top sells. Okay. And then go through that and decide how you want to trade that. I prefer the heat map because it tells me what's currently moving. I've got these guys are currently moving. These guys are currently moving. It just so happens that right now, Aussie is consistent throughout these currencies, right? And that presents a potential opportunity. And that's Quantbox. Beautiful, right? Gives you a real edge. So pay attention to these, keep an eye on these, and let's see where we are this time tomorrow. Have an amazing day. Bye. Oh, P.S. Stay patient, stay disciplined, stay liquid. Have a good day. Bye.